Welcome back, Snake Over Fly. Today we're going to be tying a new mouse pattern we've been playing with for the last couple seasons. Utilizes a new material, yet again, another one we haven't named, nor does the mouse have a name. But we're going to start it out with a Allen number 6 B200. This is their bass hook. It's 2X strong, really nice hook. We use it for a lot of stuff, especially for foam, anything that fills in the gap a little bit. We're going to start that with Danville 140 tan thread. Just going to start by building a base up here. As with all flies we tie, we build a good base, makes her a better bug. And on this one for the tail, we're just going to use some strung tan from Hairline saddle hackle. And we've just trimmed this down to size and cut it. Makes for a little lighter tail. Doesn't hang down quite as far. Great swimming motion and helps when we're casting this one as well. We'll tie this one in a few sizes bigger and a few sizes smaller. This is in between. This is the 6. So we've got a tail tied on there. Now we take some of our 2mm foam and tan, and we've cut a little wedge in that, about 2.5 inches long. We want this to be about 1 inch or 1.5 inches longer than the shank. So we're just going to start this by adding the foam on the top, and we're just going to attach it to the top here in little 1/8 inch increments. This builds the underbody of this fly, keeps it floating right in the surface or just under the surface with a head up. Pretty realistic swimming action. Now I'll just go ahead and work my thread back and tie down the very back of the foam there so it's a little cleaner. Okay, now we're going to take another material that we're working on here at Snake Over Fly. No name for this one. It's basically a synthetic zonker strip. We've got it in quite a few different colors right now. Should be coming out on the website here shortly. And like I said, we've got it in quite a few different colors. But this one we're going to do in the mocha brown. I'm just going to tie a strip on this. I prepared just a little corner of it so I can tie it in clean right at the back in front of the tail. Now we're just going to invert this and put our back set of legs on. Legs are just going to be some medium dark golden stone rubber legs from Hairline. We've done this one also with the laser legs. Looks pretty dang fine, but the original pattern just uses the medium round rubber. I'm going to come to just in front of the hook point here. Once again, I have the hook inverted. I'm going to take 2 medium rubber legs that are still connected together, and we're going to tie those in, face them back. And we'll leave the hook inverted and come up to where our front leg should go. Do the same thing. Just going to attach them on the bottom. Front legs are a little shorter than the back legs. You can always trim these when you're done. But we do want them kind of angling down. We want them sticking down in the water column. Nice little swim action on these. For the ones we're tying in the bins, we're going to put a coat of liquid fusion on here. For today's purpose, for the demo, we're not even going to worry about it. I'll end up fishing this one, so it'll probably get snagged in a bush first cast anyway. So now we're just going to work the material back. As we palmer forward, we're going to fill in this shank. Each wrap we're going to do a little comb back, just like you would with the hydro hackle, the long cut, or the standard hydro, hippie hackle, any of these synthetic materials like this that are on a string. We're just going to preen them as we go so they lay back a little nicer, a little more natural. Cool thing about this product, has a great little frosted effect to it. Looks really good when it's wet. Brandon and I went out and swam these the other day, and we'll follow it up with some footage, but these things are really gross when they get wet. Once again, just working the material back, combing it as I go. You know, the fish probably don't care, but the fishermen do. We like this to look, basically this comes out looking like just like a little stuffed animal when it's done. Right in front of the legs. And it'll get a little bigger as it goes forward because of the taper on the foam. Real simple mouse pattern that works pretty dang well. About 6 inches of the material to right up behind the hook eye. Then we'll just loop our thread up, and then I'll pull that down to anchor it. Get a few good ones in there. Then I like to comb everything back and really get some wraps in there. Trapping the fibers as well as the core. That a little trim job. Legs hanging the way we want. Now we're just going to take this piece of foam, fold it back, and build our little nose. Just wrapping right over the 2 mil foam. Whoops. Get some good whips in there. And we're going to put some head cement on that to tighten it up as well. Now we're just going to want to cut our ears. Just use these with a pair of sharp scissors. Making them uniform, like so. We can split our legs. You could do this before you tied them in. You could knot these if you really wanted to make it look realistic, but we've found that just the little kicking legs is pretty much what the trout wants. Some movement, something that penetrates the surface of the water. And then we like putting a little eye on them. Just up on the front. If you wanted to, you could do some whiskers on this guy. Sky's the limit. Real simple little mouse that floats, rides just in the film. On the belly looks pretty cool. On the top looks pretty cool. Once again, this is a good caster. Look for this material coming out in a few other patterns as well. Right now it's not on the site, but it will be as soon as we get a chance to get it there. And there's your little mouse. Thanks a bunch.